What's up everyone, this is AssadUllahCh, and in today's lesson I'm going to show you how you can make a smooth scroll effect for your website. So I'll be using HTML5, CSS3 and JavaScript. So let me show you the end result. If I click the fourth para, it will take smoothly to the fourth paragraph like this. So if I click this go to top button, so I'll go back to the top. Alright, so if I click the fifth para, it will again smoothly take me to the fifth paragraph like this. And if I click the go to top button, I will go back to top. Alright, so now let me go ahead and open up my text editor to start my work. The first file I'm going to create is my HTML5, which I'm going to save inside a folder, and the folder name is going to be English lesson. Alright, and the file name is going to be index.html. The next file is going to be my CSS file, and I would like to put my CSS and JavaScript files inside a public directory, and the public directory will be containing some other directories as well, CSS and JavaScript. So the CSS directory is the one where I'm supposed to put my CSS file. I'm going to give it a name, and the name is style.css. I'm going to create a JavaScript file. This time I'm going to save it inside the JS folder. The name is going to be script.js. okay, so now it's time to write the HTML. HTML is ready. Meta char set UTF-8. Alright, and the title is going to be smooth scroll tutorial. First I need to link my external style sheet, which is inside public CSS, and then style.css. My JavaScript file, which also needs to be included, and the source is gonna be public JS script.js. Alright, so I'm gonna create a couple of link tags. I'm going to restrict the navigation by putting this hash over here, and go to first para, paste, and paste. This time it's gonna be go to second para, third para, fourth para, fifth para. Alright, and I'm gonna create some div elements. ID first, first para. I'm going to copy this line and paste it 4 times. Paste. This time it's going to be second, third, fourth, fifth. Alright, so the second, third, fourth, fifth. I'm going to bind an event, which is JavaScript's event on click. I misspelled it, on click. So as soon as the user clicks this anchor link, something will be happen over here. So what that will be, it's gonna be a function, JavaScript function. I'm gonna name it init scroll. Alright, so this init scroll function will be called each time the user clicks any of these navigation links. So let me paste it 4 more times. Paste. And paste. Alright, so this function expects the ID of the destination. The destination is where I'm supposed to go. I mean, if you want to go to this 5th paragraph, so obviously you will click this go to 5th para anchor link. So at this time I supposed to pass this ID to this function. So I'm going to write 5th. So I'll be manipulating these IDs inside my JavaScript file just to target my destination. 4th, 3, sorry, it's gonna be 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. So we are good to go. Now I'm going to go back to my Mozilla Firefox. So I would like to use my Mozilla Firefox developer tools. Before going there, I would like to put some text inside my style sheet so that it can appear in my developer tools. I have to open this file, open this HTML5 in the browser. So all I have to do is to right click and click open in browser. I need this URL just to open it up in my Mozilla Firefox. I'm gonna open up a new tab, and here's our page. The page looks like this. So I'm gonna right click. These are my developer tools. I'm gonna click this style editor. I should pop these developer tools out in a separate window. Alright, so now I'm going to target my anchor tags, background black, padding 10 pixels from top and bottom, 20 pixels right and left. Okay, so the text color is gonna be white. It's not a good practice to choose the color names. So you should you should choose the color codes instead. I mean, these names will create some problem if you are using different browsers. Alright. For now, it's fine for this tutorial. So the font size is gonna be 20 pixels. And everything looks perfect now. Actually, I don't need to align my text. That was my mistake. Alright, so now I'm going to target my div elements and I'm going to apply them some height. And the height is going to be 100 VH, and if you are not familiar with this VH unit, it's a special one. I mean, if you apply this 100 VH, that means the height should be same as to your height, same as the height of your screen. So currently the div has the same height as my screen. So it will be automatically adjusting as your screen size. So VH stands for vertical height. I should apply some margin top property, margin or padding top property. Padding top is gonna be 20 pixels and font size is gonna be 40 pixels. Okay, so now it's time to target my div elements individually. So I'll be targeting them using their IDs. First, background light gray color, just to make them visible on the page. Paste, 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 and one more time paste. Second, third, fourth, and fifth. Orange, yellow, wheat, green. Alright, so if I scroll down my page, the page looks like this. Alright, I'm going to go back and start working in my JavaScript file. So now it's time to declare this function in its role in my JavaScript file, and that function will be expecting this parameter. That could be first, second, third, fourth, or fifth. And I'm gonna manipulate these arguments as these div tags IDs. So let me show you how. So first of all, I have to declare a couple of variables. So the first variable is gonna be margin y, initially equals to 0, destination where I supposed to go, speed is initially 5. Speed means the speed of the scroll. Alright, so it's time to declare my function, and the function is gonna be init scroll. This function will receive some ID, and the ID is gonna be, I'm gonna create an element over here, declare an element over here, element ID console.log. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So the destination is going to be document.get element by ID dot offset top. So offset top is a distance from the top of for a particular element, and the element ID is gonna be there. So this line of code will return me the top offset, I mean the top distance of some specific element, and that specific element could be any of the div element. For example, if you I click this, go to fourth para, this link, so what will happen? This line will gives me the top margin of this fourth para, and that top margin will be saved in the destination. And if I console log destination, let me show you in the console log, then you will understand. If I click the console and if I refresh my page, I'm going to click the first para. So as you can see, it says the first paragraph has a 32 pixels margin at the top. So this is what it is saying. So if I click the second para, this says the second paragraph has 581 pixels margin at the top. or you can say the second paragraph is 581 pixels away from the top or down from the top. If I click the third para, so it says the third para is 1130 pixels down from the top, fourth para and the fifth para. So this function is just giving me the calculation, so I have to manipulate these calculations. Alright, and I forgot to make another variable. This time it's gonna be scroller equals to null. Scroller equals to set timeout function, actually you can get confused over here. So what is this one? This is a time in milliseconds. If I write 1000 over here, that means 1 second. 1000 milliseconds are equal to 1 second. Okay, so 1 means 1 millisecond. So every millisecond this function set timeout will be called. So idea behind is to call this initial scroll function each 1 millisecond. I'm going to copy this line and I'm going to put it right inside set timeout function. So this function will be called automatically every 1 millisecond as soon as the user clicks any of the navigation link. Alright, so what's next? So the next I have to do is to go for the margin, increment the margin y plus speed. The speed is equal to 5 right now, so that means this margin y will be incrementing by 5 every 1 millisecond. This is what it means. So every time this set timeout function will be called, it will call this init scroll function, and all of this code will also be executed every 1 millisecond. Okay, so here I'm gonna make a comparison. If margin y is greater than or equal to destination, if the value in this margin y is greater than or equal to this destination, then I have to stop the scroll. So I'm gonna do this. All I have to do is to reset this scroller. Clear timeout. I'm gonna pass this variable to this function. And now let's come to the scroll part. For this I'm gonna call this function window dot scroll. Here you put the x coordinate values and here you put the y coordinate values. Y means you're talking about top or bottom, and x means you are talking about right or left. So right now we don't have any concern with the right or left, so I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm going to put 0 over here, and for the scroll vertical I'm going to put this margin y variable right here. Alright, so now let's go back and check this out in our browser. If I refresh the page, if I click go to second para, it takes me to the second para. The speed is little slow right now, so you can increase the speed as well. If I make it 10, it would be a little quicker. Go to second para, and if I go to fourth para, it will smoothly take me to the fourth paragraph. Perfect. Alright, so I'm gonna go back to my HTML file because I have to put another button that will take me back to the top. So I'm gonna create that link over here, and I'm gonna call some specific function on the click. on click, and the function name is gonna be to top. This function will take me as soon as the user clicks this link. So I'll go back to the top. I'm gonna give it some ID, or I guess only top is enough. Alright, so if I go back to Mozilla Firefox, and I forgot to put some text between my opening and closing tag, go to top. If I refresh the page, so here it comes. So I'm gonna put this go to top button to the right bottom corner of the page. So what I'm gonna do with it, how I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna open up my developer tools, and I'm going to my style sheet. I'm gonna target this element which has the top ID, and I'm gonna give it some position fixed. It will stay fixed wherever I like to put it, and bottom is gonna be 0 and the right is gonna be 0. So it will stay over here. Whether I scroll down or scroll up, it will stay over here. So now it's time to go back to my JavaScript file to declare this function to top. To top, just to save the time, I'm gonna copy this code. So this time, this function, as soon as this function will be called, so it will take me back to the top. Alright, so obviously the margin Y will be decreased this time, because we need to go back to the top. And as soon as the margin Y value decreases from the 0, less than or equals to 0, this scroller should be stopped. Okay, and on line number 26 I have to make another modification, and I have to put this to top function right here. Alright, so as soon as this top function will be called, the set timeout method will be called, and every 1 millisecond this to top function will be called. The margin Y will be decremented, and what was the value? It will be decremented with 10 each time. And as soon as the margin Y values goes down to 0 or goes equals to the 0, the scroller will be reset and the scroll will be stopped. So let's go back and let's try this. If I click go to 5th para, it will smoothly take me to the 4th paragraph. And if I click this go to top button, it will smoothly take me back to the top. Perfect. So if I click this go to 3rd para button, it will take me to the 3rd para, and if I click this go to top button, it will take me back to the top. Alright, so hope you like this video lesson, and if you get confused anywhere, so you can come back to me and I'll help you out with this. Alright then, take care, bye bye.